these streamers, influencers, and all that, and you go, something's off about these people. I've been living in my room for a few months. Yeah, you need to join a team, bro. Believe it or not, individuality is the greatest myth to Western man. Not on material, like material plus travel plus all this extra and I dropped $8,000 on Pokemon cards. You know, I'm not gonna lie, as stupid as that is, I can imagine more fun than opening every pack. Like, bro, could you imagine the thrills? Like, not one Blastoise, not one holo.
I mean, yes, I have been praying more recently, but I still make bad decisions. I've been drinking and doing coke some weekends, but mostly drinking. But every time after drinking I just start thinking about bad I have done.
It's simple. Don't wait to be ready to quit. Don't do anything to help you quit. Just quit. It's over. You'll never worry again. It's so worth it. It's over. All the noise is gone. The extra noise. It's all about being. When your being is, I don't do that anymore. It's over. It's over. Now you gotta just go up the ladder and be successful. And like, check this out. The truth is you are gonna quit those things. You just don't know when. Which means never. Once you do realize when, which is now, there's no other point in time you have. And now just left. You need to do it now. If you fuck up and go back to drinking, amnesia pill. Pretend that never happened. Same with dieting. Oh, I ate a pizza. My clients used to say, I ate a pizza. I'd be like, that never happened. Back on your diet tomorrow. That never happened. Back. And eventually, these motherfuckers will be ripped. Because it's about being. It's about the molecular change of now. That's alchemy right there. And here's what's crazy is you don't think of your ideal self. Your ideal self is angelic, good looking, gets women, money, handsome. Your ideal self, you're connected to this, bro. This is you. You know what I mean? Like your ideal self is right in the moment. It's not in the past or the future. Because a lot of people say in the future, I'm going to be this. That future never comes, so you manifested the wrong thing. It's now. I am this. That's why when God said, I am the I am, what do you think he's telling you? It's like, be it. Your I am, no one can use the spell casting of I, just you. No one can say I for chat. You're the only one who can say I quit. It's over. I'm telling you guys, if you want to quit something, just do it. Don't do it. Because that's restrictive energy, that's resistance, and you'll snap back to it. You want to diet? Just do it. That's it. You think someone else can hold your I energy? You know what the Illuminati, the Eye of Providence is on your dollar bill? You know what the secret is? The EYE. Ask Steiner, ask anyone this, any esoteric mainstream genius. The EYE on your dollar bill is the letter I. Because they know you can change reality with I. I quit. I do. I'm a millionaire. You know how many times I write in that I'm a millionaire, money comes to me easy, I don't have to try? Thousands, bro. I'll tell you this, bro. If you have to do something dragging your feet, you're gonna go back to whatever you're trying to quit. Oh, I'm quitting drinking. No, it's I quit. That was easy. I have peace of mind. That's the treat of life, is when you do something and there's no elastic band. I'm quitting alcohol and now I'm drinking so much. I'm quitting blow. Now I'm snorting everything. But that's not how it works, bro. That's why when you diet, I hate my diet. Yeah, then you're going back to being a fat ass. That's why I used to make dieting very fun for my clients. Make it as fun as possible.
Astrology and numerology is something we just associate with hippies or women that are trying to, quote, find themselves, be it young or old, and likely traveling to destinations like Bali. I don't believe in either of these things personally, but after an interview with John Zherka, who had previously interviewed, and him urging me to meet this man named Gary, who's a self-admitted numerologist and astrologist, I decided to look him up and was rather surprised. Gary, or GG33, was someone who I had first come across on Twitter sometime in 2017. He was popular back then. I didn't believe in any of this stuff, but he had a following. But the crazy part about this is he's the exact opposite of the stereotype of a numerologist or astrologist. He's a man, an older man, he's very bold, has controversial takes, and he's in your face. Far from anything we associate with astrology. I wanted to know more. Was he a fraud? Is this whole thing fake? Or is numerology real? Well, I can tell you this much. I still don't believe in it, but what I learned in our discussion was a lot, and you should definitely tune in because of some things I couldn't show or talk about. It is a fact he is living in a very expensive area. It is a fact that he was in conversations and regularly speaks to billionaires, one of which all of you watching know who he is. I saw it with my own eyes. And it's also a fact that there are very, very rich men that pay him to do these readings for him. But why? I still don't entirely know. But it's intriguing, that's for sure. Especially when I decided to come prepared with questions about hip-hop and rappers and figures that he has no idea about, and seeing if any of his assessments were remotely close to the truth, even an assessment done about me.
John, you introed me to Gary here, who we're at his studio. So how did you find out about him, and how did you first link up with him in Miami?
Actually, he DM'd me something like, "Did you call me a or so?"
I wasn't that strong.
It was something not strong, yeah. But he attacked me because he saw my style is attacking everyone, and so I ignored everyone who said they want to collaborate. I'm like, But this one message, he has his own following, he has his own thing going. I was like, wait a minute. You're a f***ing, and I attack him. And then weeks later, one of my guys, Chase, says, no, you guys would be good together. So come here. It's like conspiracy. I thought he's going to talk to me about aliens and stupid shit.
I'm not into grays and reptilians.
Yeah, he's not into that. And so he started talking about Pleiadians, yeah. Okay. He started talking about the real shit. And I'm like, I'm the only one on the internet who read about Pythagoras finding every letter equals to a number, and all numbers that complete till 9, right?
He's the numerologist now.
Well, yeah, I'm learning. But
he's setting it up.
All numbers are we didn't create them. We just observed them. So they're thought patterns, and they make perfect geometric, infinite shapes, thought patterns of God. So numbers, the date you're born, a month is moon cycle. Month comes from the word moon, 30 or days or whatever.
So does mom.
Or is it 29 days? Yeah, so does mom, right? Or matter.
That's why a woman has a 28-day cycle. Moon matches mom. M-O.
And in Freemasonry, I don't know how I know this, probably read a book, but Freemasonry, the moon is the feminine principle.
Correct.
And the sun is the masculine principle. And your brain is actually divided into a male and female part. The middle is the third eye, where you bite from the apple and you get that solar vision through a sodomy ritual. We'll go into it after. But
I'd rather not. I know it's Pride Month, but I'd rather not.
All right, so Gary, how would you define what you do and your expertise is for someone that has no idea about any of this?
Here's what
I asked him, not you.
This is answering you. The first 5 seconds of meeting him, I'm like, oh, it's a schizo numbers guy, but he's rich. He knows all these famous people that work with him. They all do readings with him. I said, what is a reading? He said, when are you born? I said, February 23rd, 1994, before I even finished. What did you say? You said entertainer? What did you say? Go.
I said you're an entertainer. You have a short attention span. You got a good mouthpiece. Again, when it comes down to it, communication starts with C. C is the third letter, and you, my friend, are a 3 life path. Just like in history, Rush Limbaugh, Howard Stern, born in the 12, 1 and 2 is 3. You have a lot of famous people. And again, comedians like Chris Rock are 3 life paths too. You're a clown when you want to be. By the way, clown starts with C. C is the third letter. So you see how everything matches within the English language. This guy's a pure entertainer. Why? A lot of people who are born in the 23rd are also entertainers. You basically got the 2 entertainer numbers, 3 and 5. You got them both within you.
Where's the 5?
You're born on the 23rd. 2 and 3 is 5.
Oh, you add them up, right?
Yeah, see?
And you said 8 is the number of money.
Yeah, you don't got that one.
That makes sense.
Yeah, of course I do.
You have, what do you mean? You're an 11.
No, I'm a 33.
Really?
Yeah, so here's
So what is a
When you
33?
born?
I'm born January 7th.
Do the math. Do the math.
Okay, there you go.
Help me with the math.
You can't do 1 plus 7?
I can't.
I don't know, brother. Oh, you think you want to help?
Oh, 1 plus 7 is 8.
There you
This
go.
nigga got money. But you're not. You're not a Zionist. You're a Jew. What is a Zionist Jew's number?
Zherka starts with Z, so the Zionist. So I'm not sure.
Oh shit. Okay.
So all right, so this numerology thing, it's always existed.
Of course.
So then why is it so like the English language hasn't always existed,
course.
but you use the numbers from it, like, oh, this is the third letter. So
if you take something with a tool and you built it from that tool, of course it's gonna match. You understand?
So
they built the English language around the numbers themselves. So of course the numbers existed before the language. Before it was the Greek language, then it was Hebrew, and then the final language is English. That's why the English language is everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're in Beijing. It doesn't matter if you're in Russia, Mongolia. All the signs are in English for a specific reason.
That's why it's an international.
Yes, that's why it's called spelling. You guys know this. You're casting a spell.
English,
profound moment.
English comes. Is it Phoenician? Does it come from? They say it's like a Phoenician. Like, where does English come from?
Here's what I'm trying to tell you. No matter where they tell you it came from, they're lying to you. So don't worry about the speculation. Most people even say it was Shakespeare. But when it comes down to it, you have to understand that language itself is coded. So, for instance, male. The first vowel in male is A. A is the first letter, just like aggressive, just like athlete. A lot of people who have male energies tends to be aggressive, argumentative, and athletes. A is the first letter. So the
But why
English
vowel?
language,
Why would you off a vowel?
the vowels are more important.
Why?
That would have to go into secrets I am not
Oh,
revealing.
that's where he charges me.
That's where I charge everybody. And you have to sign a non-disclosure too.
if you're saying spelling is spellcasters, so does that mean there are words people shouldn't be saying
Yes,
because they can cast bad spells?
correct.
So how do people know which words not to say?
The ones that are spread through the media all the time.
Okay,
The ones the media likes to make famous.
Like what?
I see. Well, he's not gonna say it.
Like diversity? Is that one of them?
I mean, doesn't it have the word die inside of it?
Okay. What about progressive? Be more progressive.
Mm-hmm. All I can tell you is when you look at certain words like alien and you take the A off and the N off, you have lie. When you take a word like Bible, you take the B-I off, you have lie. So what you have to understand is you have to look at certain things that are hidden messages in plain sight.
And you're saying if you spend enough time with every single word that you're obsessed with, you'll find something?
No, you have to understand the numerology first. There's no point looking at the letters if you don't know the numerology.
So for instance, for John, he has a twin brother who's the opposite of him.
Who's the first?
Yeah, he's 5 minutes older.
Okay, so he's more of the alpha.
Yeah.
Okay, that's simple. The first one out is the alpha.
So even though his brother's not an entertainer.
Doesn't matter. The first one's
Well,
the
he's
alpha.
a therapist, and he's never done drugs or partied. Opposite.
The
complete.
first one is always the alpha. The second one is pretty much the loose change. So what that means is the second one can still be more talented than everyone else, but the first one's still going to have the much more aggressive attitude.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and right by Cleveland, Ohio, there's a place called Twinsburg. And this place, every single year, they have the Twins Festival. So I used to go there certain years, and I used to ask people their birthdays just so I could figure out what is the difference between the first and the second. And that's how I always figured out that the first one, no matter what the situation, even if it's a girl, she's going to be the more dominant one. Even if the first one is a girl, she will be more dominant than the second one.
Now, you said when you're reading these books, you started studying this at 21, but didn't get it.
23.
23 is when you got it?
Yeah.
What pushed you to start?
Yeah.
9/11.
Okay.
So again, like I told everyone before, 9/11 happened on the 11th. First plane to hit the World Trade Center for 11. New York City, 11 letters. The Pentagon, 11 letters. Even that plane that crashed in Shanksville, that was again 11 letters. The president at the time was George W. Bush, 11 letters. They attacked Afghanistan on 10/7/2001. Take out the zeros. 17201, again 11. At that point, I'm like, okay, what the is going on? And it's not like I figured this out automatically. I'm like, this just looks very suspicious to me.
But you think they're deliberately doing it, casting it?
That's the conclusion I came to. I didn't know in 2001. I just thought it was a coincidence that should be studied. You see a pattern that comes over, like for instance, say you're a baseball, you have a baseball team, and your team blows the lead in the ninth inning like 15 times in a row. You're going to start looking for things like what the fuck is going on. Or if you're a football player and your team wins it at the last second every single time for 10, 15 games in a row with the field goal. Or even better yet, something hits the goalpost 10 times in a row. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
The math doesn't add up. So when I saw stuff like that, I was like, okay, time to investigate. And you know what really got me? History. That's what you really got to study. Even if it's the victor's history, you have to study history. And the reason you have to study it is because they can't lie about the dates. They can lie about everything. They say the reason it happened, the circumstance, they can lie about everything. They can't lie about they can't lie about the date.
But hold on. You're saying it's a more cataclysmic event if they do it on the
Correct.
September 11th.
Correct.
They get more of that cosmic energy?
No, because people get more emotional under 11 energy. And because people get more emotional, they're going to get more out of the experience.
To go into the Middle Eastern wars.
You're going to terrorize people. And that's exactly what they want. If I was doing things like that, I would do it on 11 days. Fuck out.
Wait, what's the date today?
And that's why World War I ended on 11/11 at exactly 11 o'clock.
That one blew
There's
me away.
no chance that could be a coincidence. 10:55, these motherfuckers are still trying to put a cap in your ass. At 11 o'clock, it stops. Why? Because people in positions of power wanted to do that way. So now the next logical question is, why would they want to do something like that? And that is when I started becoming a numerologist. First thing I did, like any logical person, it wasn't really internet back then that good.
You were gambling with this.
No, not gambling. That didn't start back then, but it did later on. But when it comes down to it, you start going to Barnes and Nobles. I know they're all out of business now, but first I used to get those books, and then I'd read these books for hours and hours, just smoke, read these books, and I'm like, some of this shit's but I know there's something here. Like, I know there's something in this, but what I'm reading right here is garbage.
So the authors were never an authority to you? You're like, I'm taking this shit out. This stuff's garbage?
Well, not right away. It took me about 3-4 months to realize that the books were basically, big lies.
Was it watered down?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the basics they had right, but anything even remotely advanced, it was all wrong. Like, people just making up stuff. And in 2002, I started talking to all the best numerologists. They gave me all that courtesy because I was on the radio, talking a little bit. That's how you develop that mouthpiece. You got to talk. And you know all about that. And,
that's the only way I can generate a dollar to my name. Huh?
And I start just looking at this stuff, and I start talking to these people, and over and over and over, something came up. I started noticing a pattern with these people. I talked to about 4 or 5 of the so-called top numerologists in the world. They were all old. I'm talking about 70s, 80s. They all learned it from the same person, Juno Jordan, and they basically called themselves numerologists because they read someone else's words and they rewrote it in their own words and put out a book. And that's why they decided they were a numerologist. And the thing that kept sticking out over and over was these people were always divorced. And I'm like, wait a second. If you guys are so good at numerology, why the are you divorced? And
because that's the one thing that not even the universe can fix is a woman's mind. That's what.
Hey, brother,
you can't predict that.
I've been married for 20 years, so I'm good. But when it comes down to it, if people learn numerology and astrology, they won't have issues like that. Because you'll be able to know what woman you can train and what woman you can't train.
No, you guys watching this, don't get married, because at exactly 11 o'clock, 11 lawyers are going to knock on your door and take 11% of half of everything you have. And it's really 50. It equals up that she took everything, bro.
I'm going to tell you this about women, man. As long as you keep them in the house and they're not working and they're taking masculine issues, which makes them a lot more less feminine. As long as you take those problems away from them and you actually are really good in the sack, no one's gonna cheat on you, man. As long as you pipe them down right and take care of them, you're good, bro.
Yeah, I can't take care of them or pipe. I got erectile dysfunction from the drugs. But I'll tell you this: is a woman doing masculine things, I always say it increases her anxiety that she's not being guarded, and she starts to turn on you subconsciously. Do you believe that?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: if a woman stops listening to you and she stops respecting you, you're gonna have issues. Actually, making sure other guys ain't tapping that.
Yeah.
That's it. And here's the thing: women ain't loyal. Some are. Thank goodness I knew what to look for to find a loyal woman.
Did you use numbers?
Of course. Why do you think I'm married for 20 years and I don't have issues and I have a dime piece? So when it comes down to it, people have to understand, if they learn this stuff, they'll know what they're compatible with, what they're not, and they won't have those issues in life. But that was my problem with those numerologists. They were selling matchmaking advice, and these are divorced 3 and 4 times. And the second thing that really bothered me, they're all broke. If you knew what you're talking about, how the are you broke?
Well, how'd you find the book if they're broke? They have to have some money. Would they have like $1 million?
No,
he was hunting for the books.
This is 2002.
How much did they have?
Probably less than 100K, bro.
Oh, that's
some people like even less than. Honestly, back then probably less than 35. They really didn't have money. They're selling readings for $25. They didn't even know that 3 + 5 = 8. These are morons, man.
Yours is $188.
No, that's my students. I don't talk to anyone for $188. Are you nuts?
How much do you talk?
Well, if you want to talk to me within a month, it's like $575. If you want to talk to me and by the way, there's a waiting list for that. So if you want to get
no, just get him high. I smoked him up. I smoked him up with a lot of weed, and I got a free. He just started babbling. I'm like, let's like this. So I don't even smoke weed. I'm like, get this guy high. I'll get my free. Wait, so these are expensive reading?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, most people can't afford them.
And these famous names that you do it for?
Don't say any names.
I know. But you'll never say it, right, on camera?
No, of course not. Why would you burn your relationships with people?
So when you found out that these guys are failing, did you say like their information is bad, or that you had to innovate on it?
If the car gets in a car accident, it's not the car's fault. It's the motherfucker driving the car. So the same thing with numerology and astrology. If you up, it's not the science, it's you. It's not the people who said trust the science, it's the people who came to that conclusion. I trust the science, I don't trust you.
And you saying military also does numerology?
Yeah, of course. Everyone is CIA, FSB, MI6, they all use this stuff. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? This stuff works. This is like, if you understand psychology and you're a big fan of Jordan Peterson, this supersedes psychology. This is basically like the steroids. And by the way, if Jordan Peterson thinks this is, I got $1 million, bro. We can bring 20 people off the streets. 20 people off the streets, okay? He can talk to them all for 5 minutes. I want to be blindfolded when I talk to these people. And I bet you I nail those people and their personalities and what they've been through more than you ever will. You talk to them for 5 minutes, I'm blindfolded. What's up?
You're that confident?
Yes.
20 in a row?
Because I'm not going to lie, I'm super skeptical, but I'm also open-minded. Like, I'm not going to straight up say it's when you gave me my number, I was like, okay, this is kind of accurate, but I don't know if it's accurate because it's confirmation bias I want it to be accurate. So what was the number that you said I was?
Give me your birthday so everyone hears it.
Yeah. I don't want to dox them on my birthday.
Okay, never mind. So you're an 11/11 pack.
Yeah.
and 11s are old souls. So one of the things I like to, so that basically means you've been reincarnated quite a few times to actually have a right to have that energy. So here's what it comes down to. People always see you and they'll open up to you, start telling their problems, start coming to you for guidance. This is who you are. Even at a young age, that's who you are. What do you do for a living?
Kind of make videos. Pretty much like explaining stuff.
What do you do? Don't you manage people?
Yes, as well, yeah.
So people come to you for guidance?
Yeah, frequently.
Okay, gotcha.
Especially my whores. My whores go to him and start opening up, and I'm like, yo, what the
You open them up in different ways, huh?
I'm trying my best.
and basically, like, for instance, when you look at 11s, one of the things you look at is, let's just look at the best of all time. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. So Michael was an 11. He mentored Kobe. Kobe starts with K. K is the 11th letter. All of a sudden, Kobe mentored Kyrie. Kyrie 11, he's also an 11 life path. See how it goes down the list? If you just know what to look for. Look at the royal family. Most of those, from Prince William to Prince Charles, 11 life paths. What do you think? They're all C-sections. They're doing it on purpose because they understand how energy works. Now, most of us can't see auras, so we can't see the energy. But the Matrix, this is what this virtual reality all is. This virtual reality, it allows you to understand what energy is flowing through the numbers. So if you can read the numbers, you understand how the energy works. Is that making sense to you?
I have a question on that. So you're saying basically the world kind of operates on these numbers.
Correct.
Now, I come to two different conclusions with this.
Let's hear it.
One makes a little bit less sense to me. One is the outcomes are on these numbers because that's just the way the world is like wired. It's wired on numbers, so these events and these births will happen on these numbers.
Okay.
Another is a lot of people are conspiring or coming together to make sure things happen on these dates and numbers, which seems a lot more difficult.
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
The only reason they would do that is because they understand the numbers have an effect. So it can't be possible two without one.
So so one would have to exist for them to try to manipulate it to become one.
They're just trying to take advantage of the energy. They're doing what I'm describing here.
Okay.
That's why Oklahoma City happened on 4/19/1995. 4/19/1995 adds up to 38. 3 and 8 is 11.
If 8 is the money number, why would royal family be born as 11?
Wait, can we go through 0 to... So you said the numbers are 0 to 9, right?
Well, not really 0, but we can start with 1.
Okay, so can we just like go through the numbers?
Okay, no problem.
Like the basics?
So 1 is basically the male energy. We talked about that a little bit before. One of the life paths in history, LeBron James, Napoleon. Napoleon was a leader. That's what 1s are. Even women who are 1s tend to be more in leadership positions. Even women.
Like who?
Sheryl Sandberg, born on the 28th. She's the CFO of Facebook, and she's also a self-made billionaire.
Now, when you said, hey, Zherka, when you're looking for a woman, go for an 11. You do good with 11s, maybe not the best, but you said 11s are like Candace Owens?
Oh, she's born on the 29th, 2 and 9 and 11. 11s have that charisma. They're extremely charismatic.
Have you noticed he's like Candace politically, the jokes, the everything? And so all 11s have the same personality?
No, not the same personality because environment plays a role. If you put an 11, in San Francisco, it might be more of a rainbow. If you put an 11 in Madrasa in the Middle East, it will be more likely to be a Muslim. So environment does play a role. But what it basically does is, okay, if someone is going to be stubborn, it doesn't matter if they're going to be a LGBT or someone who's a Muslim because they're still going to be stubborn. But their environment plays a role in their upbringing. So you have to honestly look at everything.
So
it's like an equation. You have to understand the numerology and astrology and then put the basically environment into it.
But you're saying that means there's prisoners who are intelligent 11s born in the wrong place.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow,
that's also why you said when you talked about the Jordan Peterson thing, why it would be important for you to just not know their birth dates, but to also talk to them a little bit.
No, Jordan Peterson can talk to him. I don't need to talk to him. I just need a blindfold.
And their dates.
I would prefer to have a blindfold on so I can describe the way they look and the way their body looks because it's more impressive when I don't look at them first. See, when I talk to people on the phone, I describe how they look. And basically, that actually, puts that much more emphasis on how accurate this stuff is.
Wait, just by knowing their birthday?
Yeah.
That's it?
Of course. I'll give you an example. Bradley Barnett, okay? Bradley Martin's born on the 22nd, right? 22 is the number of the bodybuilder. So most people who had a history of bodybuilding as a percentage, not every single one, but as a percentage, there's a lot of them born on the 22nd. The top 2 female bodybuilders of all time were born on the 22nd. That number is associated with building up a body. And think about it, bodybuilder, BB, B is the second letter, so it makes sense. A 22 would be into stuff like that. So again, 28 is the number of wealth. Elon Musk born on the 28th. Bill Gates born on the 28th. Hold on, stop. So here's how you prove this. People can say, okay, that's one guy. But you can go and do a list, and I've actually done these graphs of the top 50 billionaires for the past 35 years. And the 28 is always represented a higher percentage, 300 higher percentage higher than any other number. So there's more billionaires on the planet born on the 28th than any other number. That's how you know it works.
They go off statistics for everything. So if you showed them those statistics, how would someone refute that and say it's schizo? They go off statistics for car accidents and everything.
Let me.
So you have a list of billionaires?
Yeah, of course. Let me find it right now.
Real Jew.
Here's a list of the top 50 billionaires. Look, the 28th. See how it hits?
Holy that's way different. That graph is retarded.
See, so we have the top 50 billionaires in the world, and look at the percentage. Look at the percentage.
So 6 is on the 6th. They're losers. They're not billionaires ever.
Not one. So look, 28th. They have 8 billionaires out of 50. 8 out of 50 are born on the 28th. Some numbers, they're not even close. You see that?
Yeah. 27th is a 0.
0 for 22nd, because your bodybuilders never make They make $1 million if they're the best. That's it.
Not too many billionaires. 23.
There's third. I would be third, not 23rd, right?
No, you would be right here in the 23. You got 1.
Fuck.
So you got to make it 2, man. You got your work cut out for you.
I got to kill that guy.
Take his spot. But see, again, all jokes aside, you can find this on FindGG33 on Twitter. I mean, how do you disprove that? I say something is. I go through Forbes' list. It's not a made-up list. And I put it, and by the way, this ain't for 1 year. I got this graph for 35 years. So again, people can want to say this is all coincidence. I'll ask you why the Dallas Cowboys, the most valuable football franchise of all time, are founded on the 28th. Why is that?
Why is that? Oh, the money's the money.
Who's the second most?
I think it's Manchester or something like that.
Okay, so if I give you an event and the date of the event and the person associated with the event, can you give me like information on it?
Yeah.
Okay, so like let's say like Travis Scott, he's very popular.
Mm-hmm.
He was born on April 30th, 1991.
So what's the date you want me to give him?
So the date, he had like this big festival where a bunch of people died, like 10 or 11, and that was on 11/5/2021.
Okay. So I can explain that. Travis Scott is born 1991, the year of the goat. The goat's enemy is the ox. 2021 was an ox year. So he would be in his enemy energy, and that's why he got hit.
So is that why, like, was it 12 years ago that Kanye West had got hit last?
Kanye West.
For what?
He was born...
Kanye West's mother died in his enemy year.
Whoa.
And he was born
6/8/1977. He is an 11 life path. Kanye has a whole bunch of charisma. Kanye starts with K. K is the 11th letter. Even though his name is Ye now, which is what the name he wants to go by. So again, I'm not trying to offend you, brother, but his former name was Kanye, and he used to be married to Kim. Kim, again, K is the 11th letter. Kanye, K is the 11th letter. He's an 11th life path, and that's why he made so much noise.
The highest level spells, it's always a Hegelian dialect, where they like bring two groups to fight each other. When there's enough bloodshed on the 11/11/11, World War I ends. Oh. And then they have this new super states that they build.
They can always cause issues. It doesn't matter where. They can turn females against males, gays against straights, communists against capitalists. It does not matter. In religion, Catholics against Christians. In Islam, Sunnis against Shiites. They will turn everyone. They got their sex everywhere. They got their sleeper agents everywhere. And when they want to activate them, they do it. Just like, for instance, when they want to start a riot, they don't have to tell anyone to do it. They just in Egypt during the Arab Spring in 2011, which was started on 11 day. What they do? They just cut off the grain supply. No more food coming in. Food prices go up. Poor people riot. You don't have to fucking do anything. Cut off the food supply.
The way we should see it is like we're at water mania with our kids and stuff, and they you know how they go bing, and there's a big wave of water that starts. You're saying on the 11th you can ride that wave into World War cataclysm?
Yeah, because people will be like, if you attack something on an 11 day, like 9/11, all of a sudden people get really emotional and they'll get behind the government. They did this. Osama did this. Attack. And by the way, Osama bin Laden, born 1957, year of the rooster, is killed 2011, year of the cat. Again, enemy signs. Always people get hit in their enemy year.
Will I die on my enemy year?
Let's hope not.
Oh, it could be wrong. It's only like an 80% chance?
I'll give it a little less than that.
Okay.
So based on a year, you can tell if someone had like a very bad year in their past?
Yes.
Okay,
Yours
so
would be 213.
Now, hold on. When I met him, and I'm like super skeptical, I'm like, yeah, you know,
that was actually a bad year.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said, bro. He said,
I'm actually good at this.
First of all, he called me a dog. He's like, you're the dog, huh? Blah, blah, blah.
Said 2012.
Yeah, he said 2012 was the worst year of my life. And I was like, no. And I thought, and I'm like, oh my God, the one time in my life, I'm not known for that. You could give me any drug, I don't get anxiety. I had panic attacks because I didn't have college and I moved construction bulk furniture for $10 an hour in debt, mad at my parents trying to make it, leave the home and shit. And then I was like, I'll take my own life. This is the worst shit that ever happened. And then it got worse and worse. 2012 was the worst year for me ever. And I've had years where I've been jumped, stabbed, and everything happened, and I dealt with it. Yeah,
That happened last week.
So shades. But when you nailed that 2012, did he get yours too? The worst year?
It was definitely one of the
It
years.
was definitely a very low year. I was the most lost that year.
The same. He got my most.
Like I had no thought of what my future was gonna look like.
So again, now you understand how I called Travis Scott, how I was able to do that, because that was his bad year. Just like I called yours and yours, that happened to him. So again, Travis Scott, if you're gonna watch this, and again, my videos usually get millions of views, so there's just a chance he might. And hell, Zherka's here, you're here, that's definitely gonna make it happen. So you're born in the year of the goat, 91. You got hit 2021, year of the ox. That's just the way things work. Oxes and goats are enemy. See, this is common sense to me. I've been doing this for 20 years. This is all common sense to me at this point.
What's my enemy as a dog?
That's a dragon.
Oh, fuck. Okay. A dog versus a dragon? This is unfair. What the? Give me the fucking goat. What the fuck? But hold on. Now, you're saying, what are the chances in that horrible year that's coming for me? I can flip it. I can change it.
It's best to lay low.
Really? Just sleep in?
Yeah, pretty much.
So don't try to do anything big. Let's say an artist releases an album every 2 years, right? Mm-hmm. And
you might want to skip his enemy year.
So skip that year.
Pretty much. I mean, there are people in football history who've done stuff like that. Like, for instance, Andrew Luck is born in 1989. He's a former quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. He's born in the snake year. Right before 2019 started, he basically quit. He knew it was his enemy year.
So can I give you some birth dates of other popular figures, let's say certain rappers?
Okay,
you
go
can
ahead.
just tell us stuff about. Okay, so popular one obviously is Drake. He's 10/24/86.
He's born in the year of the tiger, and tigers are really, really good at making noise. People who are tigers are the third sign.
That's me.
So
Let's
just
go.
like threes talk, tigers the third sign, so they talk. Examples of tigers. Andrew Tate. Again, when it came down to it, that guy runs his mouth quite a bit. Tom Cruise, another tiger. So when it comes down to people who are born in tiger years, they tend to have a more of a aggressive attitude toward the establishment. Even if you look at all of Tom Cruise's movies, he's always, going against the system.
Yeah, he was against Big Pharma and needles. Remember in the beginning?
And very so.
But Andrew Tate, as much as he's against the system, he didn't JQ once. They said who controls the world, and he said it's not about who. Let's not talk about that. It's about what. How's that against the system?
He said he didn't care if he had a gay son.
No way.
When the did he say that?
He said he didn't care if he had a gay son. Not only him, that guy Waller said the same thing.
What, recent?
Yeah, I'll show it to you.
These guys are controlled ops, bro.
So again, if you're a Muslim and you hear like that, that's kind of haram, ain't it?
That's
kind of haram.
I think that's very. I think that's very.
A Muslim OnlyFans manager. I think that's the haram part.
You know, even if you look at Pride Month, it says demon inside.
What do you mean?
Like, for instance,
The end of Pride and the beginning of month.
So just do the first.
Let his brain roll a little bit.
Again,
Wait, what?
write it down. Do you have a pen?
Write it down?
So PRIDE. So you take the DE and then you take the month.
Nigga.
Yeah, Pride. That's the word demon.
Oh.
Look at that moment. We got one of those.
Whoa.
They're telling
I'm
you.
stealing that.
They're
That's
telling
my
you.
TikTok clip.
They're telling you.
Yeah,
They're telling you.
guys, Pride Month has the word Pride Month demon in it. Cut it. Give me this. I didn't learn from him.
Of course not.
We're stealing that.
Hey, brother, that's what everyone else does for me.
I think for Drake, he's not like as loud, but he has always bucked against the system, even though it seemed like everything was in his favor. A common theme he would have in his music is, you know, like, they're trying to hold me back. These people are against me. And in the beginning, he did have a lot of people against him because of the music that he was putting out in the early days. So that kind of does line up.
Yeah, listen, anyone at that level is going to have someone controlling them to a point. But as he was coming up, it should more represent his energy. Once he actually gets there, you start understanding, you know, people control you. Like, for instance, Will Smith. Yeah, his woman was basically f***ing their son's best friend. And then she took him on a podcast and told that dude that, you know, she had an entanglement. I mean, you talk about a beta male. That's something else, bro.
That guy saved us on Independence Day, okay?
So what was
He
that?
saved us from the aliens.
So is that guy's like number coincide with that level of behavior, or do they not match? Or
well, I don't think they ever matched. I mean, Jada Pinkett Smith has always been a, you know, she always wanted to be with Tupac. She's born in the year of the pig. Tupac's born in the year of the pig. She had that connection. Once Tupac died,